The other day I made a video about holsters and how when you're considering what holster you're going to use for your everyday carry, how easily and quickly you can reholster your gun is not a concern when you're buying your holster or choosing your everyday holster. A lot of people contradicted me trying to say, well, I have a valid reason why I need a holster that easily accepts the gun back in quickly, and that's because I'm in a position where I have to get in and out of my car a lot and leave my gun in the car because I'm going into buildings that are no carry zones. Well, that is not a reason why your holster should need to accept your gun back quickly and easily. That is a reason why you need a holster that comes off quickly and easily, and I'll tell you why. Okay, when you're thinking of negligent discharges, think of it like a plane. Now, when you're taking a plane trip, the times that you are by vastly at the greatest risk is at takeoff and landing. Those are the most dangerous times in a plane by far. So think of the holstering the same way. The times that you are most at danger at a negligent discharge with your holster is when you are removing it from the holster and reholstering it. That is the most dangerous time, especially the reholstering. Now, most every holstering negligent discharge I've seen, every negligent discharge that involved reholstering your gun, is because someone goes to reholster their gun, fabric gets up in between the trigger, foreign object gets between the trigger, or they just put their finger in the way and it gets smashed between the kydex and the trigger, and boom, their gun goes off, or top of a hard leather holster, whatever. You can see it just tends to happen during reholstering. That's one of the most dangerous times of your carry, the times that you're carrying a gun is during holstering the gun. So you don't want to create that situation again and again and again during the day. You don't want to make that happen more often. Instead, what you want to find, you don't want to try to validate getting a holster, a gun that's tactical and can go in and out real quick. You want to find a holster that you can easily and quickly remove. That way, when you're removing the holster, putting it in your glove box, putting it in your safe, putting it in your trunk, whatever, you're never exposing the trigger. You're never going through that action of taking it in and out of the holster, so you're never putting yourself at greater risk. And that's the way you need to start thinking about it. You need to do it in a way, if you're going to be a person that carries daily and you have to take your gun on and off a lot because you're going to a place that doesn't allow guns, like say you have a federal job or a courier job or something like that, you want to find the holster that works for you. And the holster that works for you is not going to be one that you can put your gun back into quickly. It's one you can take off with your gun and put back on with your gun. That way you avoid, like I say, the whole reholstering situation whatsoever. And I'll do a little demonstration here to show you what I'm talking about. So as you can see here, when I need to unholster my gun or to remove my gun to go in someplace, with this type of holster, I just remove the holster. Take it out, store this in my glove box, trunk, safe, wherever I'm going to be storing it. And then when I come back, this is just how easy it is to put it back on. There, back on. And as you can see, at no time during this process am I exposing the trigger. No time am I risking firing this gun accidentally. And when I'm reholstering it, I'm not risking fabric getting in the trigger or my finger getting in the way or anything, because the trigger is covered during the whole process. So as you can see there, having a holster that easily comes out with your gun really solves the problem in the safest way possible. And to have a holster that comes out easily, what you want to look for is things with clips. Now granted, the ones with 2 clips are much harder. This would be the hardest one of these 4 to do that with. But a holster that has a single clip, metal clip, and holsters that have these little polymer clips, these come on and off really well. I'm not talking about which ones are better for retention or better for comfort, but I'm just talking taking on and off. These are relatively comfortable and go on and off really well. Also, another option is the snap ones, the ones that snap up under your belt and snap off. These come on and off very easily. Now, of course, the easiest is going to be the single clip, like I say, and then probably the snaps, and then the double clips, because you've got a bigger area you have to work with here. But just getting a holster, like I say, that comes off easily with your weapon and stores with your weapon really saves you that most dangerous step of carrying, and that's when you're putting your holster back in your gun. So I hope that when people are in that situation where they need to be taking their gun on and off and storing it in their vehicle or somewhere else in a locker in a federal building, that they'll take that into consideration and that they'll try to carry in the way that is the safest way possible.